The sunshine. What is it, in the 70s all week?
It was 67 degrees when I was driving in today.
And I want to say at LSU, Clemson's going to be cool. When we're at Ohio State, Texas, it's going to be the opening morning is going to be like in the upper 40s.
It's going to be nice.
Football's back.
Football is back.
And Bustin' with the Boys is strongly, beautifully, powerfully presented by FanDuel, the FanDuel Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook in America. Boys, if you're tuned into the show on Tuesday, August 26th, Futures Day is live right now on FanDuel. Happy Futures Day from the FanDuel Sportsbook. We're talking 24 hours of boosts, bonuses, and bragging rights on all your favorite football season picks today only. Every single person gets an instant bonus on any football futures bet.
Yes.
You think your team's going over their win total?
Lock it in.
You're feeling crazy and want to parlay 8 division winners?
Lock it in.
You want to ride with the boys in our picks?
Lock them in.
Whatever your game is, you choose how you want to play it today at FanDuel, and make sure to check back in the app every 3 hours for special flash deals on football futures. Head on over to FanDuel to claim your Futures Day promos and lock in your picks. FanDuel, play your game.
I love it. Josh Pate said it perfect. It's March.
Jam-packed show.
It's March, Wednesday. Got it bad Wednesday. There's nothing we can do for you. Today, you have a tough Monday. Don't worry. You've got this Thursday. You've got this Friday. You've got this Saturday. Hell, you even got Sunday. And that's just the college football slate. Next week, from now till almost the second quarter of next year. So if you're having a tough day, go ahead. Get you a good night's sleep, because soon it's going to be a whole lot better. I lost my train of thought. Go ahead. Lost my train of thought. I know football's back.
You're excited.
I'm very
You're
excited.
excited. The Huskers play this Thursday.
They do. And here's the best part.
Time television.
And the thing that fires me up.
Cincinnati Bearcats. Go ahead.
The thing that gets
Matt Rule year 3, the era.
game, because it's a neutral site, and Cincinnati was good 4 years ago, 5 years ago when Fickle was there. I have no doubts right now that Nebraska is covering -6.5. It's almost
I thought
insulting.
it was 13. I thought it was minus
Yeah,
13.
I know. I on -6.5. That's more of a locker room thing. The locker room that come out.
Yes.
Wednesdays, it comes out at 6 p.m. Comes out at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. That's the college football. Thursday, 6 a.m. is when the NFL portion comes out. That is how the locker room schedule is going to work this season. Obviously, we have Thanksgivings. We have these other things. We'll figure all that out as it goes.
If you're sitting there rocked up and you happen to miss the locker room debut last week, we have Josh Pate with the boys. College football. Taylor just said it. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., the boys and Josh Pate. NFL's locker room. You got the boys with Delaney Walker and Clay Matthews. That's all season long, gentlemen. That is all season long. Great news coming off of last week. Over 1,000 people subscribed. New subscribers when tuning into those shows.
Really?
People are rocked up. They're ready to go for this football
People are
season.
juiced up. I will say this. If we're playing the transparency game, every year, week 1 of the locker room or whatever gambling show we're doing kind of has that big spike. It's up to me, you, everybody on this bus, and everybody who watches this show to make sure that we're following the picks all year long.
But that's up to us.
We
got to deliver a great product for people.
Got to deliver a great product. I'd like to think week 0 futures picks went very well.
Yes.
I think everybody was dialed in. Everybody was locked in. Clay Matthews came in with an absolute bang on the NFL locker room. Josh Pate, Encyclopedia. Guy is incredible. Any team you want to talk about, I can just say a team to him. He's going to start rattling off. Transfers in, transfers out, OC changes, DC changes, how the school looks, the vibe, the culture, everything. Josh Pate's that guy.
Don't sleep on yourself now. You say Taylor One, Arizona State, go. You know everything about Arizona State.
I did, but I'm more of like I can sprinkle on a certain teams here and there. I'm not as widely versed as Josh Pate is.
That's why we got him on. That's why we got him on.
Because I know when it comes to Nebraska football, you have an idea of what's going on around there.
Yes.
You have an idea.
Yes.
Speaking of Nebraska football, speaking of podcasts, Matt Rule, House Rules. First episode just came out. I watched 10, 15 minutes of it. I want to know what you think.
Time out. I've got a place to spend.
Here's what I think.
It's Futures Day. It's Futures Day.
Also,
Nebraska right now is plus 320 if you want to go 10 plus wins on the season.
We saw this was week 0 of college football on Futures Day. This was a past bet, present bet. But we know there's a little bit of a Will Compton curse out there. Sometime he goes on bad betting streaks. And I couldn't help but be watching the Kansas State game, open up Twitter, and he places a live bet, and he says, now we push.
Yeah,
Money
now we
line
chase the
Kansas
turn.
State doesn't hit.
It was so
It's week 0.
Iowa State scores. So we're down. Kansas State's down 10.
Yeah.
And I'm looking like, okay, do I hedge here? Do I go, Kansas State to cover? I think it was sitting around 9.5, but the odds just weren't tickling my pickle the way I wanted it to, JP. And I just saw Kansas State plus 1,000. It was plus 1,000 or 10,000, something like that.
It was plus 1,000.
Plus 1,000. And, okay, am I going to chase with minus 9.5 to cover? Like 250, whatever my unit is, 250, 500 is kind of my unit range. Or do I just take 50 and sprinkle the money line on Kansas State?
Right.
And what do you know? I pound it, and they bomb,
Shit the bed.
score right when they get the ball. And I'm like, oh, my God, I might be a fucking genius right now. And, Kansas State ended up losing the ball game.
Now, in the locker room, college football edition, you said Kansas State is going to win the Big 12. Does your opinion change at all after watching
no,
the versus Iowa
I
State?
think the Big 12 is so wide open. It's a long season.
I disagree.
I mean, you sit there, you look at Iowa State, you see, what is it, Rocco?
Yeah,
Rocco
Becht.
Becht.
Which, by
And
the
Coach
way,
Campbell.
I fell in love with him during that football
Coach
game.
Campbell, they can run the ball well. That little white boy in the backfield now, he was toting the rock.
Nothing
around a
gets you
little
more
bit.
rocked up than a white boy toting the rock.
Yeah, but they can run the ball a little bit. Kansas State's got to figure out who they want to be. Like, it's like Avery Johnson has this ceiling, and everybody wants him to touch this ceiling. But after watching that performance, the grace I give him is just that the elements in the environment. There's a wet ball field. You're going to Ireland. You're doing all these different things. But the way he handled himself in a couple pressure situations, it's like, are we just going to get the same guy? Because if it's the same guy, you're going to be looking at a 4-loss season again, 4 or 5. You're going to get that floor with the coach climbing every time. He's a culture guy. But if him going through the air, you just got to build it in the run game. You got to lean on him. I'll give you an example. It was like, and also drop balls everywhere. Week 0, you got to assume there's going to be bad football being played.
A lot of off the field stuff too.
A lot of off the field, yeah.
Off the field.
Yeah. We'll get to the Johnson scuffle, the Johnson coffee date.
Johnson and Johnson scuffle.
Yeah, the Johnson and Johnson scuffle after the game. But there was one where it's like Iowa State pressured them, and they were running a zero blitz. Offensive line did a poor job picking it up, but somebody came screaming right down the middle. There's a dude, wide open on that slot. He doesn't, or Johnson, Avery, he doesn't see it, and he gets an intentional grounding penalty. To me, it's like those cool, calm, poised quarterbacks that are tapping into their ceiling in college football. They're going to know what to do with the ball. If they see the offensive line break down in front of them, they see pressures coming. You're assuming nobody's going to come scot-free up the middle. I think the offensive line had a brain fart there. But the quarterback usually knows what to do when they are absolutely dialed the fuck in.
Yeah.
They won't be, falling back, getting not to the line of scrimmage and getting a grounding penalty, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think seeing his head on a swivel, it's like those moments right there. And there's also drop balls. Like there's this cat, I think his last name, is it Bradley, number 5? It's like a 4th and 7, 4th and 8, guy's wide open, he drops the ball.
No doubt.
But we're not hitting the panic button on
specifically talking about that play where Avery Johnson kind of scooted over to the right a little bit, didn't get it past the line of scrimmage, get an intentional grounding call in the 4th and whatever. Avery Johnson shows flashes of like amazing athletic ability. He can run the ball really well. He's a powerful cat.
That's been his career.
He got some savviness in the on the East-West category. But when I look at him throw the football, one, his motion doesn't. I mean, I'm not a quarterback coach. You guys seen me throw a ball. I'm not the greatest. I don't have the greatest arm motion in the world.
Oh, we know.
But if I'm watching a D1 quarterback, his release looks a little different to me. And he has cats. This is after the weather subsides in the 1st and 2nd quarter. This is now, the game is officially like people are getting into a groove of the game. I'm watching Avery Johnson. I'm watching Rocco Becht.
Yes.
I'm seeing Rocco Becht at one point. He is 5 for 12 in his completions. However, I saw 4 or 5 drops that were like right in the breadbasket, right in the hands.
You
where
saw
it's
it
like,
all, especially
when
in
you
the
put it on
first
the film and it's like, the coach sits there and he's like, our quarterback can't give you a better ball. You have to come down with this. That was in the 1st quarter and a half. Avery, when I watch him, he had a guy on an out, not necessarily a routine play, but a lot of separation. He's sailing that thing where it's an uncatchable ball for both of them. I saw Avery kind of flinch a little bit when it comes to putting the ball in the places you need to be if you want to be a Big 12 champion, if you want to be the school that's going to take the next step, not have the floor because you're going to lean on your culture of having 4 or 5 losses. I didn't love that. I give grace because you're in Ireland. The weather's bad. Anytime you go, over to Europe or the other side of the world, everyone's always bitching, complaining about the field. You see that with the receivers. They're slipping and sliding everywhere. But when I walk away from that game, I look at Iowa State's offensive line. I go, they've got a lot of holes. They've got a lot of issues going on there. But I look at Rocco Becht. He seems very decisive. He gets the ball out really fast. He puts the ball in a good place for guys to be successful. I see Avery Johnson in that zero blitz. He, with all the athletic ability in the world, kind of gets scared and just kind of muffins one over on the right side. Avery, I think he needs to take a look in the mirror a little bit. While if you're an Iowa State fan, you're like, yeah, we have obvious holes in certain areas, but I like our quarterback, and he's going to give us a chance to win every single time. Because once the run game started to get going a little bit, you see the offensive line, they're a little undersized. They're not the most athletic group in the world. They were giving up some pressures, especially early in the game versus that defensive line. But your quarterback, buddy, I'm telling you, you got a little something. You get a little creative with some bubbles, some movements, stuff like that. He's going to put the ball where you want it to. I don't feel that way with Avery after this week, but that's
you
got
to build it through the run game with Avery. Like Avery gives me a feeling of like I don't want this to come off as a shot in any type of way. It's just where my brain's going.
His dad will
like
come and beat
style,
your ass.
like a poor man. Like it's like a style of Taylor Martinez, where he can run the ball really well. What
was it like a 2012 reference?
Yeah, Taylor Martinez was my quarterback. He was a monster.
Yeah, no, he was a stud, but
high ceiling, awkward, arm motion, all that kind of stuff. But you build it through the run game with Avery Johnson more than you would. Obviously, the opposing quarterback is Rocco Becht.
Yeah.
I just think I'm not pushing the panic button on Kansas State. It's a lot of that where they're going to get back across the pond, and it's going to be a lot of just playing team football.
And you, of all people, should know with your team, week 0 doesn't count.
Yeah, foreign soil.
Foreign soil, it doesn't count. Doesn't mean anything.
That onside kick still haunts me.
I'm just looking at Iowa State, and if I'm Iowa State, I feel really good about my quarterback's performance. I think percentage-wise, he was actually below 50%. But if you watch the game, you're like, okay, there's a lot of drop balls there. There's a lot of week 0, no preseason, guys feeling out, and the weather.
I wonder what made Johnson & Johnson get into the scuffle. Like, what were
probably this conversation. It's probably this conversation where the dad is feeling some type of way. He thinks his son's going to be a first-round pick when the season's over. A lot of people are talking about the Big 12.
The fact that they're on the ground fighting.
Which is just crazy. And in a puddle, too. They're just fighting in a puddle.
It just means
sewage
more.
Water.
I don't know if you want to get
in Ireland.
Scuffle in Ireland. Like,
I think that's, to me...
that's just another...
To me, this is nothing to look at. Yeah, this is a coffee
rainy day on the Pebble.
This is a coffee. They posted an apology. We won't let it happen again. It means more to this family. This family takes their football very seriously.
Who won, though?
I don't know which one's which.
Low-key, I think Dad had top control.
Dad had top control.
Is that Dad who had top control? All right.
On a great dub for the dad if he was the winner.
What the stuff that I've heard in the college football world, I saw that video, I saw that fight, and it didn't come off surprising to me because you got the dad who's very involved with the son who happens to be the starting quarterback at Kansas State with a high ceiling. So when I saw this video, I wasn't too surprised. I had a good laugh, and it's like, hey, keep it moving.
Yeah,
gotta know what set him off.
To me, this is
gotta know what set him off.
You're sitting. This is a family issue. Family decide to handle stuff in public a little bit. Take the cameras away. Let them handle their business. Let's move on. Move forward. Let's get on out of here. That's all it is.
I like to picture it. The younger brother was like saying like Avery sucks or whatever, and the dad was like, your ass didn't even play college football, so shut up. And then they start fighting.
Yeah,
that's how I picture it going down.
Dad's at home right now. Everybody's asking about family fights.
Right,
families fight all the time. That's all that was.
Yeah. Foreign soil doesn't count. Anything you do over there, it doesn't matter. What do you do in the continental United States or Hawaii, where Stanford lost?
Yeah, they're having their
Stanford loses to Hawaii, bro, which is just. When are they going to come out of the gutter, man? When are they going to get back to the Harbaugh era where they're in, 46 personnel? They have all offensive linemen on the field and one running back, and they're just going to shove it down your throat because they just can't. They just can't fucking get it done. You even have Andrew Luck, who retired early, who was a generational talent, your GM, and we just can't figure it out.
I know. I hope they win just because Andrew Luck's there.
Yeah, same. But
I don't really watch a lot of Stanford football.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt they've got to have the worst schedule every year. They fly to Hawaii. That's a 6-hour flight from Stanford. They fly back, and then they got to play 5 or 6 games on the East Coast because of the ACC. We're setting these boys up for failure.
Yeah, give them some airline miles.
And a school that's known for being so smart, what are we fucking doing? What are we doing?
They're racking up their rewards points right now.
Here's what you do. Fly to the East Coast. Get yourself a high school football facility, Zoom online classes. Fix your program right there. Just got you 2 more dubs in the season probably because we're not dealing with so much damn jet lag. You know?
Yeah.
Right? We're going to this episode to bring you Neutral. Have you tried Neutral? If not, you're missing out. Neutral is so much better than any other seltzer I've tried. It's made with real vodka and real juice. That's what makes it delicious. Neutral comes in a variety of flavors. I've told you before. I'll tell you again. My favorite flavors, pineapple and lime. Neutral is the perfect drink to bring when you're hanging with friends, and it is such a crowd pleaser. Neutral, keep it tasty. Back to this episode.
A team that looks solid and don't know how good Fresno State is. It seems like they are ass, but Kansas looked pretty good.
Yeah, I think Fresno State just ass.
They are.
I mean, I to be honest, I didn't really watch the game, so that was kind of like that was a floater. I just put that in the wind right there. I probably shouldn't have. No disrespect for the Jayhawks. My brain sees basketball. That's all I'll say. Show me, don't tell me.
Yeah, Jalen Daniels is he is a dog. It for Kansas, it's truly all about him being healthy because he's built again. Not trying to take a shot at the kid. Built a little lean, built a little frail, hell of an athlete. But he's been on the injury report several times for Kansas because you listen to Peyton, you listen to all the college football heads talk about it, like Kansas could be a competitor in the Big 12, but it truly all depends on the quarterback.
Damn.
Jalen Daniels.
Big week, man. Big week.
You were asking about Coach Rule and his podcast?
Yeah, I was. I want to know how you felt about Matt Rule 10 days before the kickoff of their football season has a podcast that comes out. I saw the intro. He's got a lot of questions too. I understand that. He's in the building. I love Matt.
Yeah.
I love Nebraska football. Are we getting distracted? We got the photo shoot a couple months ago. We got a podcast now. I have no doubt year 3 Matt Rule is going to show up this year.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the issue. What's too much though? And that's I'm not saying I'm in it or out of it. I'm just worried about distractions. I know my boy's been hurting for the good part of a decade. And I just want everyone to be focused on your mental health. And then when I see the podcast, I get worried that maybe we're not 100% focused on Will Compton's mental health in Nebraska.
He doesn't need to be focused on my mental health. I love the podcast. I think he's a pioneer in the space, man. He when he was talking about doing it, I was like, bro, I think it's a great idea. You get an inside look at everything going on with Nebraska, and again, he's got a lot of questions. He wants to have a podcast. Let me ask you, when we started our podcast, would you say that you were distracted?
I would say no, but
would you say you lost focus? You're not focused on the task at hand?
No. It's a bad argument, but I understand what you're saying.
Why is it a bad argument?
Because circumstances and basically evaluating the players that I'm playing against and the scheme I'm playing against. This is a head coach of a football team who's managing, is doing this thing. Well, how's our defense going to be this year? I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just worried. Distraction. Yeah. And it's only and Matt said it in his podcast. There's only so many hours in the day. There's only so many hours in the day. There's only so much time you can focus on football before you need to, spread your wings and do your other stuff. Invest in other things in your life. So I'm with you on if you want to take an hour out of your week and do a podcast, sit there. I love that he's standing, by the way. Great for the body. I think that's awesome. I think it's great. It's so new.
Right.
It's very new.
Feels uncomfortable.
It is.
It's like when you're going to it. Hey, when you drop the first episode, just be ready for the external noise because it's going to be there. Especially if you don't win, the external noise is going to be there. But you answered the question the same way when you were coming on and doing Bustin' with the Boys. Is you understand what your capacity is. I trust that he knows what his capacity is. If he's taking an hour and a half to do a podcast, I'm sure there's a lot of episodes that are already banked. Then it's like he's doing his thing.
I just hope that if the season doesn't go the way that we expect it to go with Nebraska, I hope he just keeps doing it. I don't want there to be a week where it's like we're not going to do it this week and then give an excuse for it. That's a bad look. You gotta punch through no matter what.
Absolutely.
Similar to our first year doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Right. We start 2-4. I'm suspended. The whole world's burning to the ground, and we just kept on going. And it's like you don't want to, but worst case scenario, you got to keep doing it, Matt.
Yeah.
Got to keep doing it throughout the season.
When Will goes on, though, that episode's going to go
crazy.
It'll be after the season when we,
You should do it.
Celebratory.
You should do it Bustin' Bowl week.
No. He's got again, after the season, because I'm sure he's got a lot of episodes that are already backlogged. Like, that's not the right time. Timing is everything.
Okay.
And the timing for that banger will be postseason when we 10+ wins.
10+.
maybe like Super Bowl week. He's got like a setup at Media Row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the haters, though, they're waiting for a little drop and then the point to, hey, this is a distraction, yada, 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 yada.
Yeah, the white noise.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm playing a little devil's advocate for you. I want Nebraska to be Nebraska for your sake. I can't see you go through it again.
Taylor, this is not the week
I feel
for that.
good. Listen, it's football week. We're finally here. Cincinnati. Week 1, Cincinnati Bearcats.
Home game
Yeah.
in
I feel
Kansas
really
City.
good. Dana Holgerson.
Holgerson.
JP knows.
JP he understands.
Yeah.
He absolutely understands.
Dylan Raiola, year 2. Matt Rule, year 3.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of hogs.
Everything's going your way. Everything's going your way right
Not
now.
yet. It feels good.
Everything's set up to go
The
your way.
momentum feels really good right now.
The year 3, Matt Rule, quarterback in year 2, went to the transfer portal, got yourself a couple of wide receivers to help out that offense a little bit. Spicy defense, hogs in the middle. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Some youth on defense. I'm excited to see the black shirts run around out there.
Yeah. Other news. Bryce Underwood is now the starter for the University of Michigan. Golf clap for him.
I'm excited to watch Bryce Underwood,
dude.
man. He looks like an alien in a uniform.
He looks like an alien. The one practice we got to saw, I think we all walked away impressed. Like, okay, maybe this kid is who people are saying he is.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Is that your car?
Yeah.
Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first, before going through the car wash. So check Allstate first and save when you click or call.
Manti, Kyle, Isaiah. Kyle, last hour you began the show by sleeping on the table. This hour you are starting the show not paying attention whatsoever because you are elbow deep in the NFL rulebook. But I do need the answer to the question that you just teed up to Isaiah.
All right, so what I said was, let's say a guy goes down, he falls or whatever, and he's not down in the NFL, he has to be touched. If someone touches his long hair that's billowing out of the back of his helmet, is he down? The answer is yes. That is part of the body. But then it's if you touch his towel or his hooded sweatshirt thing, you are not down because that's not part of the body. So I'm fascinated by the rule book right now. I'm done. Rest of the show, I'm just reading this. Sorry. I love that.
Weirdly, Isaiah's wearing both the hair and the hoodie today.
Yeah,
So we should do an experiment later where Manti has to try to down Isaiah on the field, but we have to do hair or hoodie. That's the question.
Your hoodie.
So
He's
Kyle,
not down if I touch the hoodie, but he's down if I touch the hair.
Kyle, it makes me want you to do the highlight of Bears Chiefs, but do it in the voice in which, but like read the rule book in your highlight voice or something like that. You know what I mean? Like give it some pizzazz.
Well, I'm just referencing Rule A.R.7.27. Guys, this is a segment right here. We're going to do officiating week or something like that. We got all kinds of fun here. But in the meantime, Chiefs-Bears preseason with all sorts of stars all over the field. Is it just me or is preseason different this year?
Yeah.
We got Mahomes. He's not just warming up. This dude is playing. Watch what he's doing. Mahomes in the pocket. Goes in front of Montez Sweat, who thinks he was held. Mahomes doing his sideline thing like it's week 15. He hits Juju Smith-Schuster for 19 yards. All right. Not bad, not bad. Number 9, Juju back there. Kevin Byard on the coverage. Pacheco is in the game. Touchdown. Pacheco. Chiefs in Arrowhead. The Kingdom. They take the lead. I'm going to talk about the score in this one. I feel like it matters. What's next? Kelsey catches the ball? Yes. Travis Kelsey. The old head, catches the ball. Kelsey's out there with a 20-yard catch. He had 2 catches in this game. Rasheed Rice. Touchdown. Mahomes is spreading the ball all around to all his receivers. If you just tuned in now, you'd be like, wow, Bears Chiefs is really fired up. What are you going to tell me next? Caleb Williams plays? Oh, yes, he does. Very sharp in his preseason debut against the Bills in week 2. Not so much here. That is Olamide Zaccheaus, the receiver they like a lot. It's completely off on the timing. Wait till you see the Ben Johnson cutaway. Watch Ben Johnson, what he thinks of the timing being wrong. Oh. All right. So Caleb rallies, though. We're in a 2-minute situation. Under a minute left to go in the first half. 2nd and 10. Roma Dunze. Got it. Wide open. Caleb hits him. Tick, 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 tick. They got a bunch of timeouts. This preseason doesn't matter. So we're inside the 5. But Dunze with a nice run after the catch. 1st and goal. 31 seconds. Timing pattern. Got him. A Dunze touchdown. Guys, the Chiefs stars are making plays. The Bears stars and waiting are making plays. This is real action here. This is the final tune-up. Caleb with a sweat, with an intensity. Who cares about the score up at the end of this thing? It did feel like it mattered. The point is, Mahomes looks good. Caleb's a little shaky start, but then he ironed things out. However, though, let's hear about the man of the hour. Bears head coach Ben Johnson. Ben, how did you feel about your team's performance in this preseason game?
Offensively, first two possessions was really sloppy football that has plugged us in and out of camp so far, and unfortunately that's what we got here tonight. I'm still learning this group as well, because we said this is our first time on the road, and we were going to find out what type of road team we were going to be, and if the first quarter was really any indication, it's not good enough. So we got to get better in a hurry.